Welcome to Wildly Rooted Yoga and Fitness. My name is Shawn. This is our Dive Deeper series where we are breaking down different poses and talking about the various different ways in which we can show up in them on our mat. Grab your mat, grab a block or two, maybe a bolster or a couple different pillows. Make sure you have enough space around. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out. Let's begin. Child's pose isn't just about resting. We're also doing a lot of deep stretching in child's pose, whether it's a narrow stance or wide. And we're also working on resetting our nervous system through allowing our exhales to be a second or two longer than what our inhale was for. So let's dive into roughly the 2 to 3 different variations of what a child's pose could look like. So child's pose, thighs together, knees as close as you can get them, toes and heels as close as you can get them. Of course, the heels will splay out just a little bit to compensate for the gluteus maximus. The glutes are resting on the heels. And from here, we're going to start to hinge at our hips. You'll start to feel a stretch in your glutes. You might feel the glutes rise up just a little bit here. And then if that's the case, like it is for me, grab that block or two. You can try it on a medium height. I'm going to go for the tallest height, and I'm aiming for resting my forehead down on the center of the block. Middle of my forehead, maybe a little bit of my eyebrow bone. And then as you rest there, as you find some comfort, swim one arm back by your heel, palm facing up. Swim the other arm back by your heel, palm facing up. And then allow the shoulders to really roll forward in this exaggerated kind of stretch. Maybe feeling a doming effect across the shoulder blades. Imagine the spine rounding here. And then here we are in child's pose. Find a soft closure of the eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. And see if you can exhale for a second or two longer than what you inhaled for. Swim one arm around and then the other and start to gently press yourself away from the block and the earth. Now, of course, if you can reach your forehead all the way down to the mat, no block whatsoever, or on its lowest height, absolutely go for it. Otherwise, try the block on the highest or the medium until we gradually get there. So I want to show you the second variation of what a child's pose could look like. Some instructors may call it wide child's pose. Other instructors might say extended child's pose. So big toes to touch. Knees are going to go super wide as what you're comfortable with. So you kind of have to gauge that. It's not always going to be as wide as your yoga mat. Your legs might be shorter, right? Your inner thighs might be tighter. So it just might not all go there. Or you could have super long legs. I love that for you. And maybe your knees go wider than the mat. So adjust what you need to there. Same deal. You could grab that block or two and place it for support underneath your forehead or your chest here. And then we're going to start to inch and crawl the fingertips forward towards the top edge of our mat, still keeping that integrity of our gluteus maximus touching the heels, right? So start to melt yourself down. You might notice that the forearms melt. And like I said, you might notice that a block here would just make this really cozy and comfortable. And once you adjust yourself and find this comfort level with your forehead kissing the mat or block, then start to slowly allow your fingertips and arms to slide forward to the top edge of the mat even more. Maybe it's just a centimeter. Once you get there, close your eyes and find a generous breath in through your nose. And a long exhale out, 1 to 2 seconds longer than the inhale. Feel this stretch in the inner thighs, inner hips, and the glutes, and possibly side body. Bat your eyelashes open and lift your head and your chest. Start to walk your hands back towards your body, sitting back on the heels for just a second. And then now I want to show you a possible third option or variation for a child's pose. I'm grabbing for my bolster. You might have a bolster or two really thick pillows. You could also maybe do this with two blocks lined up. I'm going to keep my knees wide, root down through my glutes, slide the bolster as closely in towards my body as I can get. Take the arms and frame your bolster or your pillow, and then start to walk your hands forward. So this is going to be more of a restorative style way to stretch and rest in child's pose. I'm resting on my right ear. Find what feels comfortable for you. Find a soft closure of the eyes. Find a generous breath in and a loving breath out. Start to push yourself back up, away from your bolster. And there you have it. 3 different ways to rest yourself in a child's pose. So it was thighs together, knees together, hinging at the hips, resting forward, or knees super wide, big toes to touch, and using a bolster or not underneath your chest or your forehead. I am so excited to dive deeper into more beginner poses with you so that we make sure we arrive on the mat with pure integrity and the absolute best way we can get in and out of poses. You're going to see this a lot in a lot of the videos and classes that I upload, so please stay tuned, and I cannot wait to see you in the next dive deeper video.